get you?
Just an Americano, please.
Cool. What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
You don't do that here.
We just started.
Alex?
Is your name really Alex?
You didn't ask that guy for his name?
No, he's not that cute.
What?
Shook is a riveting film with themes many young adults can relate to. Shook is premiering in Hamilton at the Playhouse Cinema on August 13th. Amar Wala, the director of the film, joins us to tell us more. It looks good already, Amar, and I've only watched 5 seconds of it.
Thank you. Yeah, well, hopefully that draws you out to the cinema.
I think it will. Now, for those of us that don't know what it's all about, maybe give us a brief synopsis.
Sure, yeah. It's the lead character's name is Ashish, and he's a young aspiring writer who lives in Scarborough in the East End of Toronto. And he's at that stage of his life where, you know, school is over and he's trying to figure out what it means to be a working artist. He's an aspiring writer. And a few big things happened in his life all at once. His parents' marriage has recently ended, and not long after that, his dad is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And so it's really about sort of balancing obligations that you feel to your family while you're trying to figure out life as an adult and dating and your career and things like that. So I think it's something that's very relatable to a lot of people, especially people who are, you know, trying to make it as artists these days, which is quite difficult.
I agree, especially in a big city. And I have a feeling, now I've kind of read a little background on you, this is loosely based on some stuff that's happened to you in your life.
Yeah, it is. You know, I did something that a lot of sort of first-time scripted filmmakers do. I kind of reached back into my own personal life to tell a more intimate personal stories. I come from a documentary background, and those movies always had large, huge socio-political themes, and I really was craving doing something smaller and more human and more intimate, if that makes sense. Yeah, when I sat down to write, I just started kind of going back to that time in my life. You know, in my mid-20s, as I was sort of trying to figure out how to get out of my parents' house. My dad was unfortunately diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. However, I did have a bit of luck, as one of my best friends, Dr. David Pham, actually had become a resident in neurology in Toronto right around that time. So it was, you know, a bit of good luck at a time of what felt like, you know, real strife for my family. Most people who get that diagnosis don't have a friend who's in that field, right? So it felt like a great sort of premise to mine for a story. Yeah, and then just telling it from a slightly like specific perspective of my family, the South Asian perspective, felt like something that I hadn't really seen before. So
now, how do you feel after kind of putting yourself out there, and it kind of adds a little bit of a vulnerability to the film once people know that it is kind of basically basically, wow, I'm having a struggle here this morning, loosely based on your life. Does that make you feel more vulnerable, or does that kind of bring it a little bit closer to home?
No, I mean, I feel like at a certain point in the writing process, it became a movie, and my parents have been very supportive of the film from the very beginning. And especially once you start working with other artists and actors in particular, they come in, they start embodying the roles. You know, the characters are not really like me and my family at all. They're characters. So I was able to create a bit of separation from it. I think now that it's coming out, particularly people from the Parkinson's community are really touched by the film and reaching out to me. That's starting to reconnect it to my family and what really happened again for me in a really beautiful way. But yeah, after a while, it just became a movie, and I wanted it to be an enjoyable, fun movie, the kind of movie that, you know, I grew up watching in the 90s and early 2000s that makes you feel kind of that you've watched something with some depth, but also gives you a lot of sort of warm feels as you walk out of the cinema.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. All the best of luck at the premiere and the Q&A that's happening Wednesday, 6:30 at the Playhouse Cinemas here in Hamilton. We'll have all the info on our website at chch.com.